So you're probably wondering what I'm doing. Not mushroom hunting, and I am not turkey hunting either. I'm actually scouting for deer. Not really looking for sign for like right now, just trying to cover new public land properties I've never been to yet. It's one of the things of me being on third shift and having the family. I don't get a lot of time, so trying to capitalize when I can. And as it turns out, I got 3-4 hours where I can capitalize on it right now. So I will try to include you guys in everything that's going on. Try not to give away where I'm at. I know there's a couple YouTubers, especially in the state of Michigan. I know the one had to take down a complete video because people started following him and figured out where he hunts, and now is right next to him hunting. So he switched over to private land hunting. But all I can say is I'm in Michigan, it's public land, and hopefully we find something good. So let me get to walk in and hopefully we find something. I like coming up on these little wet patches. You at least see what's in the area. Looks like it's a doe and fawn, but at least gives you a general idea that there's deer in the area. Well, I'm at the back of the property here where I figured I'd start seeing some deer action. It's a good, thick lowland here, but I cannot find a mature oak tree to save my life. The whole way back, I went back and could not find an oak tree. So we'll walk through here a little bit. Maybe I'll run the ridge line here. This ridge line follows the whole way back, or the whole way down. See where they're coming up and crossing, see if we got any good deer signs. So I don't know, worth at least looking at. So I'm a little over a mile back, and I'm getting towards the property line, getting towards my last pin I wanted to check before I could start heading back up front. Just gonna do a big circle, but still no oak trees. I mean, it's thick. There's a bottom right here, it's thick enough, but there's no sign of food anywhere around here. So I think if I do find an oak tree, I think they're gonna be hot and heavy on it if it's producing, especially with how far back I am and how thick that is. So there's a little island up here in the middle of this thick brush. There's a higher up island, mature trees on it. So I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky and there's an oak on that, and they'll love that if it's that secluded. So I don't know, we'll see. Gotta keep going. It's getting pretty hot. Look at this cute little bugger. Where's your grandpa? Well, I got this one pinned here, but I don't know what I was looking for. Big mature oak tree. What's nice about this oak tree is that it comes down, dips down into the swamp. With how far back I am, ain't nobody gonna be messing with this deer. I'm probably a little over a mile on public land. So I'll check out, see if we got any trails. I got it pinned. See if we got any trails coming up here. Yep, they're coming up this back half right here. Right there. They're coming up this back half. I'm walking up into it. So I'm curious if the bedding is this way. I'm gonna try backtracking a little bit, see if I can find any more oaks, but I mean, it might be something, I don't know, try to set up in them two little trees, or if I wanted to be close, I could set up right there. I don't know, we'll figure it out when the time comes, but definitely a good start. Well, we got another pretty mature oak tree right here. This one's super tall, but you come back over here, right here's a swamp, so I bet you there's some kind of bedding over here inside this swamp over here. Gonna get ate up by mosquitoes, but we're gonna go look. But with how far back, I'm a mile off of the road. There's no people sign back here. So if I keep finding these, there's gotta be bedding somewhere inside of this. So I'll try to look for the bedding, and because I'm guessing they're just gonna come up out of the bedding and have a quick meal. It's so thick right here, they can move without having to worry about people. There's no buck sign, which that's a little depressing. Figured there'd be rubs or something back here, but I don't know. We'll check to see if we can find some bedding. So So far, so good. Here's first rub. I just got back into this bog. I'm off that oak tree right here. Just got back into this bog right here. I've sunk up to my knees twice. And found a little bit of buck sign, so definitely a good start. I'll keep going. I had to thank Tyler for this one. Looking at my UP hunting. Let's see if we can get it focused. Got a bunch of browse through here too. Definitely deer back here. Definitely some deer back here. Don't quote me because I don't know mushrooms, but I believe these are chicken of the woods. I believe these are edible. Nice and fresh. This went, I'm on the back half of that swamp right here. Got a patch of hardwoods out here. A while back I just found a giant mature oak tree. So it's the only oak tree I found back here. And I'm gonna follow this island sliver piece back. Because I think if I come in even on the back side here, it's even farther, but if I come in on the back side, I think I can get into some deer action. Because ain't nobody gonna be coming in from the back half. So good progress. Still only looking at doe tracks for right now, but we do have some old buck sign here. There's another one on this tree here. So starting to get a little bit better. We'll see what happens. We'll keep going, see if we find some definitive bedding or not. If not, we'll go back to that mature oak tree. Got me a little friend. Another mature oak here. We're at the very end of the line, so we'll pin this one. Looks like the deer have pretty decent access into it. I'll do a quick little loop around here and I don't know. I mean, there's definitely deer here, but it's just one of the things of it's not as much buck action as I'd like it to be. I mean, there's really not. Ooh, this might actually be a scrape over here. As I'm saying that. Yep. Looks like there was a scrape right here. Ding. Little one there and one over here. But that's been the thing though, is sign-wise. That's not a bad track. They're all does though. There's no current buck sign. That's what I'm a little nervous about. But you can see where they thrashed a little bit. So I'll pin this spot. The oaks are here. See, that oak tree right there is there. If this is an actual scraping system, or a rub, I'll look to set up a camera here during the summer. But this is why you do spring recon. Well, the oak tree's sitting back over there, but we got a funnel coming up and back up onto the ridge. We got hardwoods with the ridge. Hardwoods where it drops down with the swamp. It comes down here. We got the trail coming up. So maybe they got a food source up here on this side. Maybe they got some oaks on this side. And if they do, this will be a good trail to keep an eye on. Because if we can keep an eye on this and get into everything, I mean, that's it's a really good funnel. I wouldn't mind putting a camera here in the summer. So we'll see what happens. Dust bowl for turkeys. I'll have to pin this one too, just in case. But we're over here at another swamp. It looks like it's just a clear cut. That's all it is. We'll take a stroll through here, see if we see anything decent, but I don't know. It's kind of funny because you get back to where I was a mile back and there's deer sign, but you get over here with the open hardwoods and the stuff that's half-mile back. I mean, you can't, there's not really too much for deer sign, so I don't know, we'll keep going. There's an oak tree here in the center. Everything, all these are oak trees. So, yeah, I definitely got to pin this spot. Because if these start producing, I mean, it's nice and thick in here. Might be able to get some real deer in here. Probably would have to set up probably in one of these pine trees here, but I don't know, something we can worry about later. It looks like somebody tickled on the back half of this, but there's a pretty decent funnel over here. After that, it's a whole bunch of mature oak trees. So path of least resistance, I would think that this wouldn't be too bad of a spot either. Oh, let's check it out. Just got back to the truck. Just put on about 4 or 5 miles. I know it's a mile back, a mile front, but I mean zigzagging everything else, so put on a lot of time. Not saying no to the property. Surprised there's not many people here, but there's not a lot of buck sign. Seen a couple does, seen some doe tracks. I mean, there's definitely does on the property, but I'm sure there's some bucks somewhere. Did see a couple rubs coming out of a spot. We'll have to double check that later, but no, not a bad spot. Ended up finding an oak flat. I mean, I only seen one tree stand, and it's weird too because the public land I'm used to has beer cans on it. It's got people leave everything out, and this one I seen one beer can and a tree stand. So maybe this section's not getting hunted at all, and if I can still make it back that mile and a half or mile, maybe I can get back into age class. You know, that's what I'm looking for, just age. So I don't know, I'm gonna give it a little bit longer. I'm gonna let the oaks start to pop up, and then once the oaks start to pop up, there's a good chance I'll be back and set up a couple cameras. So definitely a good look through, definitely a good opportunity to look through it, because I've been eyeballing this property for a handful of years now, and with this property here, I mean, it's big. So ran my pins I wanted to check, seen what was worth my time, seen what wasn't. I mean, I put some sweat equity in, but it's a lot easier to learn it now than more towards deer season. So we'll go check out another property, or maybe we'll go bow fishing tomorrow. I don't know. See what happens. So see you guys next time.